So everyone knows if you want to be the best at something, you go find someone who's the best, you hire them as your coach, and you learn from them so that you can get where they are, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do today in the garden. We're going to go look at the biggest player in the garden. Bee, boo, bee, boo, bee, boo, bee, boo. Oh, sorry guys, I'm just fascinated by how fast this guy's printing money and making plants every 1 to 2 seconds. Yeah, that's right. I'm giving you guys a little secret right now. This garden viewer, it's a read only, so you can actually go spy on other wallets and see what they're doing. So that's what we're doing with the top player in the garden. This guy has, his garden's worth $103,000. I think maybe we could learn something from this guy. So let's see what we can learn, right? Maybe he can be our garden coach. How did he get here? What's he doing? All right, guys, let's put on our detective hats and let's take a look at what our garden coach is doing. And by the way, if this happens to be you and you're watching my channel, hats off, man. Hats off to you. This is very impressive and very inspiring. I am the kind of person that when I see this, to me, I'm like, okay, if that guy can do it, I can do it, right? I don't look at someone like this and think, oh man, I wish I could have what he has. I'm like, no. If he could do that, well, then I know that I can do that. And I don't even need to see that he can, but it helps me. It actually fuels me, right? So that's how you guys should be looking at this. So currently he's earning $3,457 per day. And that's with the state of drip right now, which you know, drip is going down. The whole market's going down right now. And he's making 45,000 plants per day. I remember when I first got in the garden, it took over 24 hours for me to make one plant. It was miserable. It was a grind. I don't even want to think about it. So what can we learn from our garden coach? Well, let's jump over to Dune Analytics because this again is read only. So we plug in his wallet address in here. And I know that Dune Analytics is about 13 days behind. Okay, I can see that right here, which I don't know why that is. I wish they would update it. I mean, I'm grateful for this tool, but I don't know why they stopped. But we can still see and get some information and be detectives here. Like right here, I can see that he has 942,000 plants. Well, if I go back and look at the current lifetime stats, he actually has, if you scroll down here, he actually has 1.3 million plants. Well, what does that mean? That means he's still compounding. Okay, and if I look over here, this is what impressed me. I want to show you guys. He's only ROI'd 7.77%. He's the biggest player in the garden, and he hasn't even taken all of his money out. I find that pretty fascinating, pretty interesting, don't you? I mean, a guy that could easily ROI on that in a couple of weeks hasn't done it yet. Now, here's the burning question. Why do you think that is? And why is that important to us? Well, the conclusion that I've come up with is that he must believe that drip is going to turn around. And when it does, he will handsomely reap the benefits. And the reason that I know that he's still compounding is because this is 13 days behind. It says he has less than 1 million plants. And what did we just figure out? He's got 1.3 million plants and he's making 45,000 plants a day. That means he's still compounding. He still believes in the system. He's only pulled out 7% of what he put in. When I first saw that, I just got excited because I thought, okay, you know, I'm not crazy. Not that I think I'm crazy, but you know, you want to find supporting evidence. You want to find supporting evidence that says the same. Okay, so here's the top guy in the entire garden, and he's compounding. He still wants to gain ground. He doesn't want to harvest when drip is so low. All right, what else can we learn from our drip garden coach? Well, if you go back, you can see when he bought. He actually bought his way to the top. That's kind of interesting. You know, I'm here grinding it out, trying to take ground, and I am taking ground little by little. I'm eking it out, and I'll show you that in a second. But what I can see is he did one buy here where he bought 10,000 plants. A little bit later here in February, he bought 11,000 plants, and then not much activity. Then over here, he bought 73,000 plants, and then right here, he bought 16,000 plants. So what that tells me then from here on, he just straight compounded. I just think it's kind of interesting that, you know, here's our game board. Here are the players on the game board. Now, I know this is a little bit out of date, but he literally bought his way like to here, then to here, and then basically he bought his way over to here. Very interesting stuff. Now, what can we learn from that? Well, there's a couple ways you can play this game. You can get in and you can compound till your heart is content. Or you can buy your way to the top and keep compounding like this guy did. And you can leapfrog every single person in here. That's pretty amazing. And get right to the top. So if you look here, we can also look at the other top players and their behaviors. Because you can get mad and say, well, the guys that got in early, they're just draining the system. Okay, well, are they? Let's look at it. Some of them are. But are they? The top guy only ROI'd 7%. The second guy in second place, he's only ROI'd 2%. You guys, what do these guys know that we don't know? I mean, come on. I think they're giving us tips and clues, right? You know the saying, success leaves clues? I'm just saying. Okay, now this guy has ROI'd 0% on the number 4 guy. This guy hasn't even taken a claim yet. You guys get the picture, 43%. Okay, this guy has, but this is telling me something. We go back over here, we see this, bing, boom, that guy's printing plants like running water. Okay, now that we've covered that, and I hope you get the point, the very top guys, they're still compounding. And the reason they're still compounding, it has to be because they believe that drip is going to turn around. And they want to take advantage of claiming and harvesting when that happens, not right now. So take that and do whatever you want with it. But for me, I'm going to keep compounding. Now let's take a look at my account. Now, last time I made a drip garden video, I want to say I had 4,000 plants and I've done nothing but compound since. I've still never claimed from the garden. And right now I have 15,912 plants. So, hey, we're making progress. And even more important that the number of plants is the number of LPs that you're earning per day. In fact, I want to just take a moment right now and break the idea that you need to be paying attention to this right here, what your garden is worth. Because for so long, that was messing with me that I put in $2,000 and all I've done is compound and that's going down. Well, that's based on the plant price. And as you know, the plant price is actually a constant. The plant price is not coming down. It's just the fact that there are more plants out there. Here are the 2 things that you need to pay attention to in the drip garden. Are you ready? Number 1, how many LPs that you're making right here. So right now I'm making 3.014. And the second thing is your share of the contract, which these 2 are related. But my share of the contract is 0.0217. Now I did screenshot this when I first started the garden or very near the beginning. So I'm going to show you guys right now and we're going to be able to compare. So you can see my share of the contract when I started was 0.00806. And now my share of the contract is 0.02. So I've knocked off a 0 there. Okay, so that's good. That's growing. Now, I don't have the exact numbers of LP when I first started of how many LPs I was making, but the latest screenshot that I could find, the earliest one was 1.92 per day. And you could see right here, I'm making 3.01. Now, I wish that was a way higher increase, but the important thing is that that's increasing, okay? And then the other thing that I found interesting was when I first got in, the contract balance was 370,000 LP. So I thought that was kind of interesting because I think that was around in the beginning of February. Because if you look where we are right now, the contract balance is 415,000. I think we ran up to about 800,000 LP and we've come back down, right? So when drip turns around, the idea is that this is also going to turn around and all of a sudden all kinds of money and LP is going to start pouring back into here. So a healthy garden has an increasing contract balance. And right now we've been decreasing, right? So is this a great time to get in? I always love doing this. You know what I said? Our coach, the drip garden coach, he bought his way to the top. Yeah, he's been compounding, but he also bought his position. And I always like doing this because I started with $2,000, so I always like to go back and look at what $2,000 would have got me. $2,000 got me 216 plants. Let's just do that for fun. Go to Drip Liberation, and you punch in 2,000. You see how much you hit supply. It would get you 147.4 LPs. So you go to the garden, you pretend 147.4, 25,666 plants. That's the buying power and the leverage of new capital coming into the garden right now. So 25,000 plants on this kind of slightly outdated player leaderboard, 25,000, it puts you right around here, okay? You've leapfrogged. You're in the top quarter of the entire playing field with $2,000. Pretty interesting, guys. That's pretty interesting. So, you look at the drip price right now, we know that it's coming down. It's in the 13s, $13 drip. So some people can look at that and they could say, oh my gosh, $13 drip, it's over, it's ending. And other people are looking at that as an extreme buying opportunity because they are not nearsighted, but they're looking at the long-term potential of drip. They're not looking to get in drip and then get out right away. So they understand that, hey, this might be the time to load your bags for the future. And if you believe that, well, maybe the drip garden might be a great place for you to get in right now because no one's looking at it. They're looking at all these other things. Their eyes are away. When you make the greatest gains is when you zig when other people are zagging, when you do the opposite of the masses. So pretty much all eyes are off the garden right now because of the drip price. As soon as the drip price turns around, like we think that it will, like we believe and hope that it will, you better believe there's going to be some FOMO in the garden. So I thought it would be super fun right now to go ahead. I'm at 15,900 plants. And to do this live with you guys, why don't we just compound to get over 16,000? I thought that'd be kind of fun. I've got 158 plants right now. So we'll just go ahead and plant those. You guys can witness this with me. I remember, honestly, that it took me 24 hours to make one plant. So I've been through, thank you. Okay, 16,000 plants. Let's do this. Let's go, you guys. I'm not stopping. And I realize that I'm playing chicken with all these other players, but hey, let's do this. Let's go. If you're new to the garden and you haven't joined it and you want to, I'll link that below. And all you need to do is have some BNB or BUSD in your MetaMask wallet. You go to the Drip Liberation tab and you put in the amount that you want. You can select right here, BNB, BUSD. And all you do is put in the amount if you want to do 2,000, and then you hit supply, confirm. It'll confirm in your MetaMask. That'll give you the LP tokens. It's literally so easy. Once you have the LP tokens, you go to the Drip Garden tab. You come over here and you put in the amount. You know, if it's 147 LP tokens, it'll show your balance right there. You can hit max. And when you do, except for I don't have any, when you do, you just hit buy plants. That's it. It's as simple as that. You watch them grow. You come up with your strategy. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. If you like this video, if you learned something, like the video, subscribe to my channel. It's the 0 to 100K project where I'm challenging myself to go from $0 to $100,000 a month in passive income, and I'm inviting you to come along with me. As always, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm only showing you what I'm doing so you can make your own choices with your own money. I love you guys. I believe in you guys, and I'm excited about your future, and I'll see you in the next video.